Hey guys, welcome to episode 2. Here we're going to discuss how to self-care. So what is self-care? Self-care is basically taking care of yourself mentally. I've got a list of 5 things that you can do to take care of you, and that'll be next. According to one of the studies I found, it's, and I quote, anything that helps you to feel clear-headed or able to intellectually engage with the professional challenges that face you in your work or your personal life. Most action sheets you'll find about self-care talk about the common stuff like eat right, exercise, sleep enough. But how do you do that when you're already at a mental disadvantage? So let's discuss self-care from where we're actually at. First, keep a journal. Ironically, that's one reason I started doing this show. I was trying to find ways to make it more personal for me, to write down the things that caused me to trigger, to write down the things that made me happy. Journaling is, coincidentally, being shown to actually improve your health and your well-being. At the University of Texas in Austin, there was a psychologist and a researcher named James Pennebaker. And he said that he found that regular journaling strengthens immune cells, which are called T lymphocytes. It can also decrease the symptoms of asthma and rheumatoid arthritis. So journaling can really reduce the effect of stressors on your physical health. Second, talk to people who have been there. So use a website and find a support group for patients and/or caregivers who can help you achieve your health goals. Another great place is a site that I found just in researching for this, which is called Patients Like Me. And the best part is you can track down people who have your exact conditions, and then you can narrow the search even further according to their age, their sex, and their interests. So you can find yourself on the internet. Third, find a hobby or an activity that you like or that you love. Personally, I woodwork, I do art, and I silk carve. It keeps me entertained because I'm always on Pinterest, and it keeps me physically active. Woodworking and pulling pallets around is pretty hard. So keeping active is something I find pretty difficult with my chronic conditions and DID. Fourth, you want to limit your unhealthy communication styles. So some of us are more empathic than others. And what does that mean? That simply means that we can feel, if you're watching a movie, you can feel them getting hurt. You can feel them being emotionally hurt. You can not watch horror movies because it'll scare you and creep you to death. That's empathy. So there's a specific part of your brain that screws with you, and that's called the supramarginal gyrus. So a team of scientists from Monash University found that people who have effective empathy, which means they have a strong emotional response, has a higher density of gray matter in the middle of their brains than people who have what they call cognitive empathy, or people who tend to overthink things or logic their way through something. This is all contained and controlled by a part of your brain called the insular cortex. And the insular cortex is at the very center of your brain. And of course, the last and most important part is make time to relax and to hang out with people who actually love you. And I don't just mean people with the label family. As higher social animals, humans do better if they have people that help keep them surrounded with healthy emotions and healthy perspectives. So I hope you find this useful going forward. I know I certainly did in my research. And if you did, please be sure to subscribe, of course, and share the video with a friend. Connect with us on Twitter, the link's down here, Facebook is down here, and of course, check out our site at girlinabus.com. There you'll find tips, tricks, and research that you can actually use. And if you really want to get behind our efforts, please consider helping us on a Patreon account. That link is in the notes as well. So, I hope you found something useful, and we'll see you next time.